Hey, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to browse the Comic Wiki and we're just going to check on the comic prices. I'm going to give you my opinion. Mostly what you're going to find out is if you're shopping for comics right now. Well, before I even start all of this, not financial advice, but right now it might be a good time to purchase them because what I believe is happening is a very, very small gem squeeze, nothing big, but a small gem squeeze where some of the comics and collectibles are being a little bit dumped on. So we're going to just browse the market and I'll give you my thoughts on some of the prices out there. So we'll start off with Avengers number 57, the common. So right now, just an FYI, if you didn't know, this thing updates every hour. So on the hour, it scans all the markets, gets the lowest floor price, and then inputs it here as a number. So as of right now, it's 9 o'clock p.m. So the lowest floor price for it is $17. This comic I actually had higher hopes, especially for the common. I was thinking when this thing came out, like it wasn't going to surprise me if I saw $30 to $35 commons for this comic. So seeing it at $17 is, I'm not going to say disappointing, but it was a bit of a shock for me, especially for today's market, seeing how some of these commons have kind of exploded. Now, I'm not saying that, this thing, I could be completely wrong. So that's always a possibility, but I actually believe this comic should start rising in price once the people that actually know about this comic cover and have the money for it. So that's another thing. So there's people out there, like take for instance like me. So you're like, okay, why don't you just go buy them up? Well, I have a budget, and so if my budget, if I can't fit this comic in there, I can't buy them up, and so pretty much what's going to happen is once there's a couple whales out there and they realize this and they do have the budget for it, they'll buy 10, 20, 30 commons. That's kind of what they've done with a lot of these other comics. You can see it, some of them do post their pictures of it, and they'll say like, hey, look, I just bought 150 commons, and they really will. Like, that's kind of what they do. So I think until something like that happens, I guess the price will kind of sit around here. Maybe after the gem squeeze, we'll see it increase. So right now, if you can afford like one or two, I mean, I don't think it's a bad investment. I mean, $17, come on, like for most comic commons, that's really nothing crazy. And I actually, to me, it's an A tier. So I don't know. I just don't. $17 seems like a pretty decent deal. The uncommon's going for about 20, and that right there should be a like a that should help you right there. So because reason why is because for the most part, uncommons have been getting dumped on by commons. Like commons have been trumping the uncommons. So if that's the case, why is the uncommon selling for $20 and the common selling for less than that? It should be the opposite right now for as far as the trends go, because usually it's the commons. Say they're $40. The uncommon might be like 41 or 38, something like that. You know what I mean? Like either pretty close or less. So just curious, who's right here? Is it the $20 uncommon? Maybe that one should actually be less. Maybe it should only be $15. Or is it because the common should actually be higher than that? Maybe it should be a $21, $22 right now. But yeah, you decide. I'm just analyzing what I see. Secret rare. Once again, I was actually thinking this comic, at least the common. The secret rare, I understand maybe right now there's kind of like a trend where people think because it's the common and it's the original cover that's the only one you should collect. I think it's a good idea, but I don't think it's the only one you should collect. That just doesn't make any sense. Like all the stuff that I've collected in life, scarcity has always been something part of collecting. So yes, commons are great. It is cool to have the original cover, but to go and say that's the only stuff you should be collecting out of the comics, I don't know. That's not for me. I say no. Now, if you disagree with that, that's completely fine. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody collects, how they want to collect. But I think secret rares do have a place. Seeing it sit at here at about $590, that's fairly low for an A tier comic. So I don't know. Like I said, maybe after the gym squeeze, we'll see it get higher. Let's see, we'll skip some of that. Astonishing X-Men. So out of the two variants for the Astonishing X-Men #1 that are actually variants, like real variants, the ultra rare is one of them. So we'll just take a look at it. So it has been slowly sinking down in price. Now it is cool though. It is a good variant. So maybe we'll be able to see a sell. So it looks like the lowest it got down was 99. Maybe it'll trend down some more and you'll be able to snag you up this variant. The comic itself though is a E tier comic on my tier list, but I believe that certain variants are going to sell higher than other ones. So even though they're E tier, if it is like an actual real world variant that you can pick up, there might be some decent value. I do believe that. The next one is, so the rare is kind of close, but it's not a real variant unless somebody can find this exact one. And what I mean by that, if you go look at what I believe it was trying to mimic, they're not the same coloring scheme. Like there's different colors in certain parts of the comic on this like grayscale type version. So I don't think this one is a real variant. So I haven't included it. You can be the judge. Go look up the variants for it, and you'll find the one that's, you know, partially colored, and notice where the coloring, you know, where they have the coloring at. So I don't think this one is the real one. Now this is where am I looking for? The uncommon is a real variant, and the common is a real variant, but not the rare. I can't remember if I did say this was a rare, but yeah. So those are real variants. But once again, E tier comic. Let's see what else we can find. 290, so that's really low. So even though this comic, you know, like I said, E tier comic, see 290 for a secret rare. So looks like it's gone lower. So we had it at 230. Wow, that's pretty crazy. So that would have been a great buy. All right, so here's my reasoning behind it. So because if you are doing it for Master Collector Program as well, that's 6 points for $230. That probably better than collectible sets that I can think of. Like, because there are some cheap collectible sets, but I don't think any of them would reward you for 6 points for $230. So be on the lookout on that one. If you want to do it for a Master Collector Program, you can grab you one of these, and know it would be make it even better. So if someone was foolish enough to sell a like 1600 or 1500 mint number or less, that means you'll get that multiplier. So instead of being 6 points, it'd be worth 9 points. So that would be a complete steal if you can get it for that price. Let's look at other stuff. So Darkhawk, nothing too important out of that. The ultra rare is selling. That's a fairly low price for a VeVe exclusive variant. Let's see how it's been trending. So it has been down. So it's been lower. Okay, so right now, so that's really, if I was shopping for this particular variant, I would, based off these trends, I think I would wait maybe a little bit longer, because we don't know. There's still some more drops coming inbound, so maybe this price will drop out a little bit more. And also remember, this thing only tracks every hour, so we don't know what happens in between the hour. There could have been some that sold for like $50, but by the time this thing goes and does its reading, that it might be already sold, so it's not going to show that data. What else do we got? Amazing Spider-Man number 3. So this one, people are respecting it. So there's the uncommon price, $42, right? So they are respecting this price. Now, the secret rare is where I was kind of going go with this, because I've been watching this. The secret rare, they have been dumping it. So when this comic came out, this was another comic I actually had high hopes for. I still have high hopes for him. But I actually thought when this comic came out, it was going to be like a $2,000 to $3,000 comic. So far, it's been trending down, and it's down to $1,400, and the lowest it got down to was about $1,200. So that, to me, man, like that would have been a great price. $1,200, solid price. I mean, for an A tier comic, even let's just say I'm wrong and the price goes down some more, it shouldn't go down that much. Like, this is not a comic that, it's one, it's Spider-Man, two, it's Dr. Octopus, so it's like a incredible villain. I mean, he does everything. He's probably like one of the best villains for Spider-Man. So I don't know, I actually think that's pretty undervalued. Let's see what else we got. The ultra rares, so $200. So where I was going with that, so we have evidence that they know this comic is a good comic. you have $42 for the uncommon. Where is the common for this? $43 for the common. So people are respecting this comic. I mean, shoot, it was all the way up to in the 60s. This is when it first came out, but then mid 50s, and now it's going down to mid 40s. But yeah, like this comic is still getting respect, it seems like, but the Secret Rare is getting dumped on harder, it looks like, for me. Avengers 47. For the people that don't know, Avengers 47, not bad. The thing that it has going for it is I love the ultra rare and the rare variants for it. The comic itself, the better version of this comic is number 48. The Avengers 48 is the better version of this comic. That's the one that actually has Black Knight on there. This one is just a scientist, so not the biggest fan. Not saying don't collect any of these, because there is one thing that I will say. I think there's going to come a point where they're coming out with like 2 or 3 comics a week, right? So I want to get to a point where there's not going to be many first appearances anymore. So all these comics that we're kind of getting spoiled with first appearances, we might not see as many down the road. So even though this might not be the Black Knight's official, as him being the Black Knight first appearance, it is first appearance of the actual character. So I'm not saying don't collect it, but at the same time, I'm also just informing you that there is a better version. It's number 48. The variants do look cool. What else we got? Ultimate Spider-Man. Let's check out his common. The common is going for, let's take off the listings. So when it first came out, this actually shocked me how it was holding value up here in the 20s. I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy, because I actually didn't think people would respond that well to it. It has been dragging some ever since the squeeze has been coming on to us. So is this comic worth a bunch? I don't know. I mean, we could argue, because digital and physical are different, that this is a first appearance for this Peter Parker that it still is a first appearance. Maybe we can treat it right. Oh, look at this. What is this crap? All right. So apparently the website decided to crap out on me. This website still does have bugs, unfortunately. Let's see if we can get everything to pop back up. Not popping up. What is the deal? Come on. Or is that my collectibles, my comics, all comics? All right, all comics. This is what I meant to do. Let's scroll down, bear with me. Let's find some more unique ones, maybe something else to talk about. I don't want this video to be too long, though. It does seem like it is getting a little bit longer and longer. Hopefully you are getting some information out of this. What else can we talk about? What would be a good one? Tales of Spence 57 is going for $17. Okay. But I'm still looking. Hold on. Fantastic Four number 5. So this is that one I was talking about. So when this came out, I had predicted this to be a very, very expensive comic. And it was just sitting around the low 2000s. And at that time, felt pretty low. I actually thought, this was insane. I can't believe it. And these prices don't show, because there were parts where I've seen them where they had this comic that I think the lowest I ever saw, it got down to $1,300. Now, when it gets to those prices, they sell pretty quickly, like within 15, 20 minutes or something like that. So that's the reason why this thing's not capturing it. But I just thought it was hilarious. And then just one day, out of the blue, I got some money. A bunch of whales just came in there and just jacked the price up. Got it all the way up to about 4K. So that's really where it should have been in the first place, in my opinion. Easily. This comic is I just don't understand sometimes. So right now it's starting to trend a little bit down, though. We back out of this more. So it was trending down. It looks like it's picking up a little bit of heat recently. But, be on the lookout. If the prices go back down, it might be a good grab. At least for me it is. What else we got? Let's talk about the ultra rare. So it's see, they respect the ultra rare. It's $300. That's more than a lot of the ultra rares. The uncommon's going for $40. So there you go. All right, so that very expensive comic has a $42 uncommon, we saw the Spider-Mans number 3s in their 40s. So either the Spider-Man number in the 40s, maybe their secret rare should be worth a whole lot more, or this uncommon right here should be worth a whole lot more. You know what I mean? Like, see, there's always like different prices out there, and you have to remember it's because you have all these people. You know, it's not like they're all organized. Like, you know, some of these people don't even know what the heck they hold. So the prices are always weird on here in the market, and that's what you have to look for. You gotta find out, and you gotta stick to your guns for it. Like you, if you really believe the comic is a good comic to get, then I think you should get them. The rare's going for 80, common on it going for 50. So I don't know. So you can see the uncommons going for a little bit less. That's kind of been the trend though. Like the uncommons have sell a little bit less than the commons, but I think eventually the uncommons are going to have their day, especially because of scarcity. Like I said, I've been collecting for a good while, and it's like, since when has scarcity not been a thing? It doesn't make any sense for me. It'd be like, so any of those like baseball cards or football cards or just anything out there that's like a one of one, like you telling me that the one of one didn't drive the price for that thing? Like that's unreal. Don't believe it. So Hitmonkey number 1 is going for about 3K. This guy, let's check the trend on it. I haven't really watched Hitmonkey in a while. Let's check its trend. All right, so this is during the ape community right here. I remember when that was kind of like trending on Twitter, and then boom, skyrocketed like 7 grand. Everybody's cheering, and I've been kind of, you know, saying this, like, I'm not here to spread FUD, but I do know that whenever there are tight communities, that they can fall apart, especially if they don't know each other. So I don't know if this is the reason behind that. It could have been just coincidence, but those are things that kind of scare me at times, where, you know, everybody's telling me that there's an ape community, you need to join it, we're all part of it. A lot of times I kind of just ignore that type of stuff. So it's already down to 3K. So that's unfortunate for the people that got up to here. Now that doesn't mean like this price won't go up. You know, nobody has to sell, so they can hang on. So if you are part of the ape community and you're watching this video, nothing against y'all. Like this is just my opinion. And but yeah, so right now it looks like, you know, if it is a good investment, there it is. It's at 3K. It's about as low as it's ever been, actually. So all right, what else we got? Spider-Man 14. Just remember the supply is more than double. I think it's like a 2.2 or 2.3. So in reality, if you were to make the supply a 600 secret rare for the secret rare itself, it will come down to about maybe $1,200 or so, somewhere around there, whatever the math is. So that's what they're valuing this secret rare. So even though it is 500, just know that the true value is closer to like a 1,200. If it was a normal secret rare. What else we got? And what was the common going for on it? $20. Okay, so they respect the Dr. Octopus comic for, what was it, like $40, right? And then, oh, well, yeah, there's a lot of these. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I was getting a little ahead of myself. So I forgot the supply is also really big here for the commons. So this thing actually might be more than the Amazing Spider-Man number 3. This might be closer to like $50. Okay. That's cool. I mean, Green Goblin is a cool character. The MCU guy, Red Wolf, that I still believe in it. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. Let's see. He has recently just shot up. He was down to 350, went up to 400. So 350 would have been a good price. Let's see what the lowest has ever been. It's about 340 during at least what it's captured. So once again, if you can get like a secret rare for really cheap and it's gives you 6 points, especially if it's a low min, I think it's a pretty good grab. I believe I'm probably getting close to like 20-minute mark. I haven't even checked on this recording. I could probably do more of these videos. So I think right now I'm just going to stop right here, and maybe I'll do one tomorrow. Maybe get y'all's thoughts if y'all enjoyed, you know, me just rambling on about this. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching.